Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to our another exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. Ireland gives a new definition to the term rain. It seems to pour from on high as if it was some angry god had decided to pound the pavement with a watery fist in order to exact some terrible toll on those individuals who live here. Considering the sunny climes you came from, this is indeed somewhat different. But you've been walking for the better part of an hour and a half now. The roadside trudging that you were doing has given way to the walking through an inner city. The buildings around you are tall, glass fronted, not necessarily imposing, but then again, people will do what people do. Your phone tells you to turn left, then right, then left, and in 500 yards you will be at your destination. In front of you, when you eventually trudge those extra 500 yards, there's a brightly lit restaurant that appears to be busy and bustling with activity. It is called Hal Sharems, which, for you who speaks Arabic, will simply translate it to meaning place of welcome or open house, a rather in joke for those who would know it. As you step inside, a waitress will approach. She will bob her head and she'll say, "Hello, sir. A table for one."
Yes, please.
Very good. Would you like me to take your coat?
No, thank you.
As you wish. She will scuttle with you down towards one of the booths, and she will sit you down. Would you like a menu?
I don't need one. I'm waiting for someone.
Oh, of course. I'll leave you to it in that case. Yes. Oh, anything to drink? My apologies.
No, thank you. Not till my party arrives, at least.
As you say, sir. She will walk away. Um, You'll be sat there for about 5 minutes before a figure will walk towards you, and he will say, "Salam alaikum."
I return his greeting and stand up.
Would you care to follow me, sir?
Certainly. I push my chair in after I get up and I follow him.
Okay. He leads you down to the down through the restaurant's kitchen. The staff don't seem to really bat an eyelid, and he brings you into a restroom. You'd assume it's a restroom for the staff. At the end of the restaurant, at the end of the restroom's length, because it is a long, thin room that contains four cubicles and a urinal, there's a full-length mirror that dominates one wall. He walks towards it and he pushes open. It doesn't seem to require a latch, just a firm push. He pushes open the mirror, which slides on its given axis to allow you to step through.
I'll keep following him.
Okay. He closes the mirror behind you, and he does latch it this time, basically preventing somebody from just leaning against the mirror and finding their secret headquarters, because that would be somewhat embarrassing. Who are you? I'm Tim. You didn't wash your hands, Tim. Nothing. Anyway, but he leads you up into an expanse, a large circular room, and as a matter of fact, yeah, it's pretty interesting. This room is not just circular. This room is perfectly circular. As in, you're pretty sure if you were to draw it with a compass, this room is 360 degrees circular.
Nice.
And it is decorated with hanging silks covered in beautiful embroidery. Four great bookshelves stand around the room, covered with books that are covered in sigils and sigillion. And other various objets d'art. There are four other people in the room, two of which are lounging, kind of relaxed, looking almost cat-like. They appear to be dressed in very kind of they appear to be dressed in very kind of, they're wearing combat style fatigues. And very kind of an armor that is open, so it's like an armored vest, but it kind of hangs open across the chest. But it is the two figures who are seated in the center of the room who are by far the most interesting. You see two identical figures, both who look exactly like this.
Huh.
In between the middle of them, there is a chessboard. And you see the fact that they are playing chess with one another. But interestingly, they are not using their hands, and yet the pieces are moving around the board.
Oh, all right.
As they enter, you will see the man who brings you gets down on his hands and knees and he presses his head to the floor. And he says, "Honored ones, our guest has arrived."
I will also kneel, or possibly bend, whichever makes more sense.
Okay.
Trying to think how much etiquette I have. I know I took some.
Etiquette is always useful in my games. You are always rewarded for knowing when to shut the fuck up.
I think I took etiquette. Yeah, I have 1 dot at least, so I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
whatever is 1 dot appropriate.
Basically, following the leader is oftentimes the most the best thing to do in these situations.
Yeah, I act like this guy.
One of them will lean forward and they'll say, "No, right yourself. Mhm. What is your name?"
I'm called Talbot.
"Talbot. It is a good name. Don't you agree, brother?" "Yes, quite so. We are. We have not met you, but it is pleasurable to make your acquaintance. We are simply called the Obsidian Lantern." You will automatically. I don't even need you to roll for the name. The Obsidian Lantern. You were never. It's not 100% sure if it's a name or if it's a title. It's either one or the other. Because it is very possible that there have been more than one of them. Because otherwise they would be very, very, very old.
Hell, I'm looking
But
at 2 of them right now.
yeah, I was going to say it is possible that there have been more than one iteration of them in that case, rather.
Oh,
But basically, the Obsidian Lantern, from what you know, is a great and powerful seer in Clan Asamite. They've popped up numerous times in the clan's history in order to give prophetic visions of what is to come. If rumor is correct, they even prophesied the Week of Nightmares. But
it's a deep honor to meet you both.
will you allow us the indulgence while we finish our game?
Please continue.
Shamal. They turn back to the board. You can see the pieces move. They move quite rapidly, to be fair. So it's like literally one move finishes, another move finishes, one move finishes, another move finishes.
Yeah.
Until the one on the left nods and says, "I believe that is checkmate, brother." "Indeed. 1,827 games to 1,824. Oh, sorry, 1,826. We like to keep a count, you see. Now then, we are led to understand that you have come to us in order to... how would I say this correctly? You stand here at the moment, or rather you stand here looking at a crossroads, for this city is a crossroads. We do not know if it will go left or if it will go right, or if it will continue on the path that it is. But then again, one way or another, it all seems to be leading towards the same eventuality.
And that eventuality is?
That it will become awash with fire, the streets soaked with blood. That it is here something will be determined. Something that has long-reaching repercussions. Those who have fallen, the blood to be reclaimed and judgment to be rendered. That is why we are here.
However, I may best serve the clan.
Tell us of what makes a Talbot. Obviously, there's flesh, there's bone, There is sinew, but what makes you whom you are?
That is a difficult question for any man to answer. I would point to my dedication and my history as proof of who I am.
Before you were this, Talbot, before you were a son of Hakim, what were you in life?
I was a Sikh and a soldier in the British Armed Forces.
Did they not oppress your people, and yet you fought for them?
Yes, it's sometimes the devil you know.
We can quite understand this mentality, can we not, brother? Yes, brother. For the record, picture each one of them saying a sentence, if that makes sense. It's almost like they complete each other's sentences.
Yeah,
But it's
I
rather
kind of, I
difficult.
kind of did picture it like that actually.
Mhm. Hmm. Interesting. When was it you were embraced?
1870,
Oh,
at the end of a 5-year apprenticeship at Alamut.
maybe I'll live to see it again. For the record, as they say that thing, everyone in the room kind of intones it like it's a thing, if that makes sense. Like maybe whenever anybody mentions Alamut, that's something they all say. Maybe we all live to see it again. They're
Oh,
weird.
like a catchphrase or something.
It's like a mantra they have. It's like a kind of not a prayer exactly, but like a kind of a warding away of ill fortune.
Oh, okay. Like, okay, I got you.
Indeed. We have managed to keep our operations here secret for quite some time. Indeed. The Anarchs have been willing to pay us handsomely for some minor tricks that we have been able to provide them. Payment in both blood and coin. But then again, as I said, we are primarily here in order to wait and to gauge what will come. In this, you are to be our eyes and our ears.
Understood.
Hmm. You will go before the city's prince, or more aptly, you will go before the city's seneschal. He truly rules here, while the prince dresses in finery and wears a crown. Hush, brother. That is unfair. That is what fools always do, brother. True, true. But you will go before them. You will present yourself. You will offer the lip service to their rules, and you will say that our clan is entirely willing to do what is necessary. Placate them, because that is what must be done. And if they should call upon you for services, you will ask the price. You will render the services. We will be a part of the city, though we do not wish to be a part of them. Do you understand?
I do.
Hmm. I contemplate. What do you contemplate, brother? Perhaps he has a part to play in the prophecy. I was just thinking the same thing. Hmm. Do you play chess?
I have played once or twice.
Oh, at some point we shall have to have a game.
I look forward to it.
Hmm. What is it that you require from the clan? It's not that they've lost interest in the conversation, but you can see they're starting to set up the chess pieces again.
From the clan, I would ask only guidance and direction on how I can best aid the clan.
I mean more in terms of anything that we need to acquire for you in the more physical and temporal affairs.
At the moment, nothing that I know of. I'll need to set up a haven, but I'm fairly capable of doing that on my own, I believe.
You may stay here until such point as you have a suitable place to hide from the sun.
That is excellent. How often will you like updates of what happens in the city?
Whenever there is something to tell us.
Very well.
We are well guarded here. They denote the 4 or 5 war. Like this would make sense. These two are apparently ridiculously valuable. The clan would not send them out without a cadre of bodyguards because sorcerers are very, very important fact. By the way, did you know that Assamite sorcerers are not a proper bloodline?
I've read it different ways, but I wasn't aware of that. And that was the V20 ruling.
Yeah, basically. So if you as Talbot embrace a childer, there's a tiny chance that child will become a sorcerer. Just
Okay.
because the blood is quirky that way, but it's like it is a 1 in 1,000 chance. That is like realistically worldwide, there's a tiny number of them. So
Yeah.
the clan takes them very, very seriously because they're a very, very precious resource.
But can't any Assamite learn thaumaturgy though?
Yeah, and the Assamite can learn thaumaturgy, but they're the only ones who can do it in clan, and it's also considered to be their sacred duty to do it.
Okay.
Because this is why the Assamites split into castes, because it's like how the Vizier's sacred duty is to speak, the Warrior's sacred duty is to kill, the Assamite the Sorcerer's sacred duty is to preserve the blood magic of Hakim. So yeah, anyone can learn it, but it's their calling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Very well then. Do you have personal effects you will need delivered?
I have several crates. Yes.
I see. We will make sure that they are brought, and that they are not disturbed, and that they're not disturbed.
My gratitude.
Very good. The board changes its position so that now the white is facing the one who was playing black, and the black faces the one who is playing white.
All right.
In that case, we shall leave you to try and find your accommodation, but do return before dawn.
Of course. Is there any advice on how I might find the seneschal or what his name is?
His name is Vincent Hennessy. They
Vincent
keep their domain in a theatre in the city, the Gaiety Theatre. I'm led to understand it is quite a landmark. Yes, indeed. So many wonderful plays that we never get to attend. I've no doubt if you go there, you will be able to find the seneschal.
I will do that very thing this evening.
Good. I believe it is your move, brother. Thank you, brother. And they will start playing chess again.
I'll just wait quietly until I'm either dismissed or the guy next to me indicates it's okay to leave.
The guy next to you kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and is like, kind of gives you the head nudge of, yeah, you can. He kind of backs away with you.
Okay. Then I also back away.
When you're outside of the door, he says, they're incredibly powerful, but unfortunately, they leave something to be desired when it comes to the interpersonal communications.
It seemed okay to me.
My name is Nareem. It is good to meet you.
And you as well.
So, you're going to head out again this evening, yes?
Yes, I've only just arrived. How long have I until daybreak?
He looks down at a watch. He says, about 5 hours or so.
Well, that should be more than enough time to make my presence known to the seneschal.
Assuming he's there. At least they can leave a name and an address and he can get back to you. And they know that we occupy this place, and this place has been given to the clan as domain, along with the surrounding streets. So,
Excellent.
if nothing else, you can leave the address for them here, and when the seneschal wants you, he can send a letter or some description.
Very well.
This place is weird, is odd though. I'm not exactly sure why, but the clan has put a lot of resources into Dublin.
A lot of times I find that it's difficult to know what They're planning until after it happens, which is best, because if we don't know, neither can our enemies.
He shrugs. We are the Blades. It is what we do. In that case, brother, I shall wish you a good evening.
And you as well.
All right. And if you're happy with that, I will end it here, because meeting the Seneschal will be its own little thing that we will do another evening. So thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another Scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant